In the study of World War II, we are tempted to teach and learn the history as if the way things turned out was somehow preordained, as if it was a foregone conclusion that Americans and their allies were destined to win the war from the outset. Because we know how events turned out, we tend to read the history with a sense of inevitability. Nothing could be further from the truth. By listening to persons who lived through these troubling times, we gain critical insights that make the study of the past all the more relevant. Indeed, I would argue, more urgent. More importantly, their recollections amplify crucial points that should be essential to our understanding of World War II, but are often overlooked. It is easy to forget that during World War II, the United States would be essentially engaging in two full-blown wars at the same time, taxing America's resources and families to the hilt. Many had expected to be in the fight sooner or later in Europe, where it had raged for 2 years. Few expected it to begin in the Pacific. But that is where the story of American involvement begins, and it is also where it would end. So imagine your world now, and turn it upside down. In this narrative, we focus on the stories of the Pacific War as told by more than 30 survivors who were fortunate enough to return. This is what they saw and brought back with them to the communities surrounding hometown USA. Introduction. Hometown USA. During the greatest conflict humanity has ever known, a cluster of small towns in upstate New York sent its sons and daughters off to war. In 1945, after 6 years of savage fighting, the devastation was unprecedented and incalculable. Between 60 and 85 million people, the exact figure will never be known, would be dead. Overseas, the victors would be forced to deal with rubble-choked cities and tens of millions of people on the move, their every step dogged with desperation, famine, and moral confusion. American servicemen, battle-hardened but weary, would be forced to deal with the collapse of civilization and brutally confronted with the evidence of industrial-scale genocide. We walked around. The people, the civilians, were looking at us, wondering what we were going to do to them. And oh my God, the scars on their faces and burns. Oh God, it was sickening. Women and children. It was just sickening. World War II would become the gatepost on which the rest of the 20th century would swing. Just what did our fathers see?